I mean, let's just get right into it, guys. We don't really have a lot of time to waste tonight. You know, we got a lot of shit going on. Welcome in, guys, to the Duntown Show. This is episode 18. I realized at the start of my video last week I called it episode 16, even though it was 17. So, I don't know. Probably threw a lot of you guys for a loop, but that's fine. I didn't even edit it out. I was like, you know what? Just run it, dude. Okay? Just run it. I hope you guys are doing good. I appreciate you tuning back into another episode. It's been a wild week and a half or so since we put one out, and got some good information here, especially if you like to gamble, if you want to look into some stuff that's coming up that you could put some money out on now. We're going to go over a lot of that in this show today, and just kind of get right through it, guys. Shouldn't be a real long show. And let's see how we can do. We sold our gardening rig, the truck we were talking about. It's gone, guys. It sold in less than a week. It was pretty unbelievable. I posted it up on OfferUp only, and I put it up for like $3,200. I really only wanted $2,000 if I could, but I had like no money in that truck at all. So it was like, dude, it was sitting in my backyard and sold in 4 days, 5 days, something like that. It was gone. So we made a little bit of money there. I tell you what, dude, you learn a lot real quick when you post a Toyota truck up on OfferUp. I don't know what it is, but it was interesting, and I'm glad it sold, and I'm glad it's gone, and that about wraps it up for that little story there, because things got real out of hand there for a second, but ended up selling it to a good group of guys all in all. Final weekend for the fair, guys. Go check it out if you haven't gone yet. We just had our, what is this, dude? Okay, we're selling the pincher bugs. They're everywhere, guys. Final weekend for the fair. Check it out. We just went last night, and it was badass. It was Thursday night, and it was good, dude. Not too crowded. The weather was good. It used to be in September when it was super hot, so it was kind of nice to go and walk around. You still got to wear your hoodie. It wasn't outrageous, and man, I had a 14-inch corn dog, dude. That thing was that long, dude. But your boy handled it, you know, easy, dude. So head over to the fair, check it out. My 4Runner's there. I'm going to be picking it up on Tuesday, bringing it home. Let's get right into it, guys. Keeper sweep segment. I'm going to get into it, and I'll be honest with you. I know it's going to go away, and I know I'm going to probably be selling sweeping the opposite later, but I'm really over this June gloom, May gray, cloudy, misty. I don't like it. Even working outside, I don't care. It doesn't matter. You go to the golf course, whatever you're going to go do, you're going to go fishing, whatever, and it's just gloomy and cloudy. I'm sure a lot of people do love it, but snuggle weather's over, guys. It's time to call it a day. Zip up the sleeping bag one last time, roll it up, put it in the closet there. Okay, get the spring sheets out, get ready for 80, 90 degree weather. And it'll get incrementally hotter from there probably, and we'll just end up selling the heat. We're sick of the heat. I can see it coming. That's fine. But moving on, dude, I'm just ready for some sunshine, guys. It does a lot. It does a lot for the soul, does a lot for the mind. You know, you wake up in the morning, it's already nice and sunny out. It's a little warm. You can kind of get out in your environment and do what you got to do. You're sitting in traffic on your way to work, whatever it is. If it's bright and it's sunny, it's like, all right, let's go. I want to get this day going. I want to get through it. I don't want to be all mopey and down and gloomy, dude. All right? I don't want to get a thing of gray paint and just dump it over my head, dude, and just sit in the middle of my backyard with no shirt on, just with gray paint. Just, that's how I feel. I don't like it. And then we're doing a live sweep, which is the pincher bug. I don't know if anybody's dealing with these little sons of a gun, but they're everywhere. They're a nuisance. You could spray, set traps, do Ancestry.com on them. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to rid them. They're everywhere. And you just got to kind of do. They're harmless. They're harmless. They don't do nothing. they just walk around like, peace, bro. You know, they throw their little claw up in the back and they walk around like, yeah, bro, we're cool. Clink, you know. I smashed I've tried everything. The best thing so far I've noticed for the pincher bug, guys, I'm not kidding, is WD-40. WD-40, something about it gets on them. They make it about a foot from where they were, and they flip over and they're done. But I mean, you're not going to walk around with gallons of WD-40 just dumping it in your garden like, hey, dude, the neighbors are looking over like, wow, dude, he's really trying to lube his roses this year, honey. But yeah, so those are some of the things we're looking at right now. You guys can keep an eye on that. Hopefully the sun will come out. Hopefully it'll be warm enough to dry these little critters up and send them on their way. And then we can just deal with like the black widow and the brown recluse and everything else that's going to come out this summer. So looking forward to that. Let's jump into sports talk, guys, because right now there's a lot going on. There's a ton going on. We've got a lot of information to go over here. We know you got the NBA finals going on. You've got, the WNBA is getting pretty hot. We're in about, 7th game, something like that going off. We're keeping an eye, though. We promised we would. Angels, unfortunately, they're 20-30, so they're at .400. So they did okay, but today they lost to the Guardians, which they're in a 3-game series with. So 10-4, I believe the score was. So they took a beating. They got bashed. They got banged. They pretty much the other team just walked into their dugout, dude, and just beat them to death. The Dodgers, however, they're in a game series right now, 3-game series with the Reds, and they're sitting at 33-19, so they're still well over 500 at 635. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, do you guys like the MLB segment? It's short and sweet, huh? Some of this other shit, man, I tell you what, it gets drug out. New segment, guys, WNBA. There's 12 teams, and it's literally nonstop action. I know the whole Caitlin Clark thing kind of is what was a lot of what kind of brought the hype, and I'm not gonna lie, I went right to it. I was like, dude, I gotta watch this. I want to see how it develops, see what goes on with her. And she's pretty much getting her ass kicked, dude. She's getting bullied on the court. They're faking her out. She's only averaging probably right now around 14 points. It was at 17, but I think she only had 11 today. They did get their first win, out here in LA, but it's been a tough go around, as to kind of be expected. She's a smaller frame. She's not as tall, but she has a lot of heart and she plays hard, and she's thrown up some really cool signature Steph Curry style threes that have been really fun to watch. So 12 teams, lots of action, guys. It's very competitive, and the Indiana Fever, if you do want to pick a team, that's where Caitlin Clark is hanging out. They had an 0-5 start. Like I said, they got their first win today. We'll see how they do. This Saturday, if you're just hanging out, not doing nothing, we laid out a little bit of the WNBA schedule for you, so you can watch a little bit of this action on Saturday. You got the New York Liberty. All right, they're playing the Minnesota Lynx at 10 a.m. You got the Connecticut Sun versus Chicago Sky, and that Connecticut Sun, man, they ball out, dude. I was watching them. I think they've already played Fever like 3 times at least, because that's like the games I've watched to the Fever. It seems like they're always playing the Connecticut Sun. Man, they ball, dude. They play hard, aggressive. It's fun. It's different than the NBA. I'll give them that much. If you want to watch that, that's at 5 p.m. Then Fever, they're going to be playing the Las Vegas Aces at 6 p.m. So we'll be watching that game. You got the Washington Mystics versus Seattle Storm at 6 p.m. Dallas Wings versus the Phoenix Mercury at 7 p.m. And that's just a Saturday slate. So that's pretty good action for a Saturday as far as WNBA goes. You guys can maybe tune into a couple games, or at least check out some of the highlights. And maybe we'll start putting up some of the odds and stuff and get into it as their season is going to go now through the summer, as the NBA closes after the finals, which leads us into our NBA final segment. And I'll tell you right now, dude, Boston's beating up on the Pacers pretty good. They're up 2-0 in the series, and man, they're playing really, really well. It's been a good series, but I'll be honest with you, the Dallas series is a lot more entertaining because it's just a lot closer game. You know what I mean? Where the Boston game, it's kind of been like damn near like a blowout now. Pacers could possibly take game 3, you know, just to kind of stretch it a little bit. I could see that happening. That's typically how these seem to unfold, unless they just go and sweep. And then if the Dallas-Minnesota one stretches out a little bit, that'll actually give Boston a little bit more of a break to kind of get ready for whoever they're going to play. But man, dude, I really thought Minnesota was going to take the game tonight versus Dallas, but Dallas squeaked it out. They won by 1 point. I think it was like 108-109, something like that. Shout out Ant-Man, dude. He's balling out. He's playing really, really good for being 22 years old. You know, he's got the confidence. He's got, you know, a lot of what it takes. But Kyrie Irving got hot in the third and just started sinking three-pointers. I mean, it was just boom, 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 one after another. He missed a couple of free throws and then just came back, hit a big three, and they were able to hold him off for a bit. And then Luka shoots a three-pointer, a deep three, and that was it. That pretty much sealed the deal on that game. But the odds right now, guys, Boston is minus 145. Dallas Mav is plus 340. Timberwolves is plus 450. And the Pacers are plus 3,500. So it ain't looking good for the Pacers as predicted going into the series, and it's still kind of holding true to be, you know, possibly a sweep there. We'll see what happens. I believe there's a game tomorrow night, and then Dallas is back on, I think, on Sunday. So if you're watching this show currently as it comes out today, Saturday morning, then you can tune into some of that. Current MVP odds right now, guys, Tatum is even at 100. Luka's plus 390. Ant-Man was plus 500, and Jaylen Brown is plus 800 if you wanted to look at any of that stuff. Always remember to gamble responsibly. Find a responsible gambling site that works for you, and take advantage of what they have to offer if you want. Now, I've pulled up this for us, guys. I know it's still early, but I want to kind of build the momentum on it and keep it going. And I want to do the NFL Week 1 odds as of right now. And I'm just going to go down the list of the games that are going to be on and kind of basically who's favored and where it sits and what they have going on with that. So right now, NFL Week 1 odds is Kansas City versus Baltimore. You got Kansas City's favored at minus 145, and Baltimore is plus 125. So if you wanted to bet on that, you're going to pick who do you think is going to come out, who's going to come out swinging. That'll be the opening game of the NFL. You got the Packers plus 105 versus the Eagles minus 125. The Saints minus 225, Panthers plus 190. Saints are pretty heavily favored there, guys, if you really want to look at it, right? As they should be, because I think they know what's coming, dude. Okay, I don't think Derek Carr is going to maybe go much past, like, I don't know, maybe week 4, unless he's just having an absolute season, and that would be great. That's the whole reason we brought him down and paid him. But that's kind of where we're sitting with that. We'll see what happens. Let's go Spencer Rattler. Texans minus 125, Colts plus 105. Jags are going to be playing the Dolphins. Jags plus 150, Dolphins minus 175. So Jags are a little favored there. Cardinals, Dolphins were favored there. Sorry. Dolphins plus 270, Bills minus 340. So that's almost like they're calling that almost like a lock. They're guaranteeing that the Bills are going to take that game, no problem. You got the Steelers at plus 130 and the Falcons minus 150. So wow, they actually think the Falcons are going to go ahead and take that game. And sorry, Steelers, it looks like you lost it. Vikings minus 105, Giants minus 115, so, or plus 115, so it's kind of close. I'm not really sure about that line. I'd almost have to double check that one. I don't know, that might have been like a couple Miller Lights deep when we pulled that one. Something ain't right. But you got the Titans playing the Bears, and the Titans are plus 180, Bears minus 215, which is interesting. Bears favored pretty heavily right out of the gate. You know, Caleb Williams, dude, it's going to be, I cannot wait to see what unfolds this season, guys. Every single game is going to be non-packed or non-stop, just packed full of energy, full of, you name it. It's going to be great. Like, look at this. New England Patriots are plus 340, Bengals minus 425. So they're saying Joe Burrow's healthy. He's ready to rock and roll. He's coming out hard this season. Okay, Joe Cool is back from what we're hearing. A reporter told me today. So if you want to bet on that game, be careful, because if New England does happen to win, you'd win $340 for every 100 you bet. Broncos plus 195, Seahawks minus 230. So what's going to happen? Are the Seahawks going to be pretty good? Who's even the coach down there, dude? Honestly, I forget. I can't believe Pete Carroll's not there. That's it. That's the end of the gum chewer. He's gone. So if you want to keep an eye out for the Raiders-Chargers game, you can. And the Raiders, a little bit of an underdog here at plus 145 as the Chargers sit at minus 170 as the Harbaugh show will kick off for LA there. Commanders plus 170, Bucks minus 200. So Baker Mayfield, he's going to show Jaylen Brown the ropes, I guess, in that game, and see what goes on with Dallas versus the Browns. It's a pretty even game. Browns are like even basically at 100. Dallas is minus 120, so they're barely favored to win in this game. Rams at plus 155 and Lions minus 185. So Lions should be coming out hot. I picture them to have a pretty good season, 13, 14 wins, something like that, maybe better. Aaron Rodgers is back, guys, at the New York Jets, and plus 200 for the Jets versus the 49ers with Brock Purdy and the boys at minus 240. And we'll see what happens with the first week of the NFL. Those are good numbers because they probably won't change much. I believe that was through either ESPN Bet or DraftKings, so if you're in the area there. And I think Prize Picks actually has something that you can go in now, like Super Bowl odds or something, and actually look into some of the futures, and you can put in a variation of something similar to what I just read off if you're stuck in California. Unless you have a bookie. Maybe you have a bookie, dude. Remember that show? What was it that... there's actually a movie coming out, The Bookie, and then remember that Lincoln Lawyer? That's how I kind of picture like an old school bookie, dude. Pulls up in like one of those suicide door Lincolns, the window either barely comes down or doesn't come down at all. The door just kind of like pops open and you have to get in and sit there, and it's like, you know what I mean, either you see what I'm saying? Are you gonna lose a finger? Or was that thing to cut the tip of the cigar off so we could celebrate? Depends on how you did. Don't ditch your bookie, dude. Don't do it. PGA news. There's a lot going on, guys. The PGA Championship. Xander Schauffele. Shout out for him. We love the guy. We've talked about him on the show before. We're really happy for him. He fought hard. He held him off. Bryson DeChambeau was sitting there, dude, in the bullpen, ready to rock and roll. And he was able to go ahead and close it up there. Good for him, dude. You love to kind of see a new winner. Somebody, too, that's like well-known and seems to be a pretty classy dude. Someone that seems pretty legit. Good for him, dude. He did that show with Bob Does Sports and a few other YouTubers, and he just seems like a real cool, laid-back cat and a tremendous golfer. He's been in the league, for like the last 5 or 6 tournaments. He's just right there knocking on the door, so good for him. Scotty Scheffler, guys, you already have heard about this a million times. No body cam footage from the officer, so he got a slap on the wrist. You saw the video that surfaced where it just kind of looks like they run up to him, like, and they're mad that he didn't stop, and then, I don't know, then he gets arrested. It was kind of a weird, I don't know. Apparently he didn't want to sacrifice his firstborn, so they got his ass, dude. I had a wild source comment some shit, so I figure I go ahead and read that off. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I did see Scotty Scheffler, I believe Thursday, drop like a 20-foot putt, so he's obviously not too worried about it. Playing some pretty good stuff. Tony Finau also hit a 50-footer. That's as they're playing here at the Charles Schwab currently down there in Fort Worth, Texas, and that's at the Colonial Country Club. And you can watch all that this weekend unfold. We just actually, speaking of championships, we just finished up the MGA for OCMGA. And it was great, dude. MGA championship. Shout out to John. He took he won it, defended his title there at the San Joaquin. It was a blast, dude. I was actually in Group 1. And it was a real pleasure, dude. We kind of had the whole course to ourselves because the guys in front of us had 7 minutes in front, and we were able to just tee off, talk shit, drink our beers, and build some good memories out there on the course. And it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. I was actually privileged enough to go out onto the Bogies for Breakfast show podcast that night, and shout out to the guys on the show. I had a blast with Ivan and John and Kenny and Matt. It was a good time, dude. I was a little out there, your boy was a little out there. It was a long day. Got up at 5 o'clock that morning, and I think we filmed the show 9 o'clock that night. So yeah, we started the day off right there at the course. We'll get into that in a minute here, what we had to drink for our breakfast, but check them out, guys, on Spotify and YouTube. Also Instagram, Bogies for Breakfast Show. It's a great podcast, and I can't wait to get back onto the show one day. I want to have some of them on my show here coming up as soon as I can. We got to schedule it and get it going. But yeah, check them out. If you guys like a mediocre golf talk, you're gonna want to watch that podcast, dude, because it is a blast. Our next event, guys, for Orange County is the Orange County FU Open, and registration closes June 1st for that. That's going to be at the Mountain Meadows course in Pomona. It's a local course. We play there a lot. There's an opportunity that that we actually might be playing there tomorrow. Shout out, happy birthday to D&G Golf, brother. Happy birthday. We got you up right here on YouTube. Check him out. He's got a TikTok, Instagram, and great guy. One of my best friends, got me into golf. So we love you, man. Happy birthday. It's coming up anyway, but we're celebrating it now. Okay? Get your microphone. We need you on the show here. All right? This Sunday, guys, coming up is the Coca-Cola. All right? 600. Are you guys going to watch it? NASCAR. We've been talking a lot about NASCAR. I'm excited about it, dude. It's the Charlotte, 400 laps, 600 miles out straight up. The best guys out there right now doing it are going balls to the walls, guys. I mean, it's going to be an asphalt pounder. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this one. There's a little controversy because, there is another big race on this weekend. What is it? The Indy 500, I believe. Hello. But if you're into that, you could tune into that too. I didn't pull up a lot of info on it. I don't really watch the IndyCar series, but we do like NASCAR, so watch at least the final 50 laps of that if you can. I don't know if you guys saw any of the action that happened after the All-Star race. I was putting it up on my story there on the Duntown Show on Instagram. And dude, no joke, it was supposed to be like a fun, just all-star race. It was a shorter track, it wasn't a real long race. And then these two dudes just get into it, full-blown brawl. The one guy's dad's kicked out forever because he jumped in. I mean, it turned into an absolute bloodbath. So you're gonna want to tune into NASCAR because a lot of shit See, that's why I like the final 50. I'm gonna get a shirt that says NASCAR, the final 50, and people won't know what that is, but then it's like the QR code or whatever we'll have on the back, dude, leads them straight to the Duntown show. So they're like, what the fuck is this shit, dude, huh? Hey, Billy, do you see the shit they're doing over here with this NASCAR thing? Fuck, dude, huh? Final 50, what about the first 350 laps, dude? Yeah, it's a bitch, bro. But yeah, so check out NASCAR if you want to get into there. Now, the other day when I was at the MGA championship there, playing our round of San Joaquin, I was like, you know what, dude, me and my buddy Jamie, shout out Jamie, what's up, brother? Like, hey, let's go get a drink, like, you know, let's start this thing off right. Okay, how early was it? I forget. We teed off real early, fuck, dude. And so he goes Bloody Mary. And she's like, oh, would you like to make that a double? And, well, yeah, fuck. I mean, if you're going to ask, and then if I say no, I kind of look like a little, like, you know what I mean? If I didn't want a double and you didn't ask, I will, you know what I mean? You kind of like, whew, got away with one, dude, you know? But if she, do you want a double? Hell yeah, B. So I went ahead and did the screwdriver, and I made it a double as well. And you know what, I tell you what, that thing probably took me about 3 holes to get through, dude. It was like it was like rubbing alcohol, but it did the trick. It kind of set the tone a little bit. And I tell you what, it was time to peel the hoodie off and just start hitting shots. Placed 10th place that day with the guys, and we tore it up. We had a blast. Okay, what else can I say? If you golf, join a league, dude. Find a league that fits your game, fits your soul. If you want to go to the MGAtour.com and check it out, that's fine. You can do that. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and maybe keep this double screwdriver thing alive, and see if that'll kind of just help us get going. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that first beer, if it's like only 8 a.m. something like that, you're like, oh god, it's like so fucking carbonated for some reason. You're like, damn. It takes like, you gotta like chug the first beer and then like kind of get through the second one rather quick, because if you only go halfway through the second one and then kind of let it sit and it kind of gets warm and then it kind of kills your 2-beer buzz. There's a method to golfing and drinking, guys. Get out there, try it. Speaking of that, marijuana cafes are now going to be legalized here in California, but they're banning hot Cheetos. So you can take a look at that. You can read more into it. Anything with red dyes and all these colors, like, I guarantee you guys within the next 5 years, this place is going to be like a plain Ritz cracker. I mean, nothing on it, dude. Nothing on it. But then you can go to a marijuana cafe. Could you imagine that? You walk into a marijuana cafe, you sit there for like 2 hours. You can't get the munchies while you're there, because then you're just going to continue to ingest marijuana. And I mean, it'll just turn into a revolving door. You go to leave, you go to the nearest 7-Eleven, you walk in, you're trying to find something to eat, and they don't have nothing, dude. They banned all the hot dogs because of the processed meat. But for some reason, you can still get that like real cheapy sushi pack. You know, the one over there in the cold section, the carrots and shit look like something out of a 3D printer, and you're like, fuck it, dude, I have nothing else, bro. It's like 3 a.m. because these cafes stay open all night. And so you eat yourself that little sushi. By the time you get home, you've got diarrhea and you're sick to your stomach. And it wasn't because of the marijuana cafe, it's because they banned hot Cheetos. So we're going to wrap up with that, guys. A little bit of Miller time. I told you it was going to be a quick episode tonight. We tried to get right on task, keep right to the point. We got to be up early tomorrow. We got a lot going on, and we might end our day with a nice little sunny golf round out there for our friend here at D&G Golf's birthday. So please tune into everything, recap the show, listen to it 2 or 3 times, give it a thumbs up, comment, and JJ Reddick can go to hell.